It's going to be too crowded this year. Lauren, your sister's kids need space to play, and you know how small the beach house is. Mom's text lit up my phone, a familiar mix of excuses and exclusion that made my chest tighten. Maybe next summer. I turned from the message to the view outside my corner office window, just beyond the dunes. Workers were pouring the foundation for what would soon be my oceanfront sanctuary. A slow smile tugged at my lips as I typed back. No problem, Mom. Enjoy your summer. My name is Lauren Bennett, 32. Lifelong family afterthought. The quiet one, the dependable one, the one who always gave up her seat so everyone else could be comfortable. Meanwhile, my older sister Hannah, the golden child, floated through life with her perfect husband and Instagram-perfect kids. She was adored. I was tolerated. What they didn't know was that 9 months ago, the balance shifted. It happened over coffee with my grandmother, Eleanor. She slid a crisp envelope toward me, her eyes steady. The oceanfront lot next to your parents' place, it's yours. If you want it. I bought it 35 years ago and kept it quiet. I stared at her. But why hide it? Her smile held the glint of mischief age never dulls. Because I saw how they treated you, Lauren, always pushing you to the background. I wanted you to have something they could never touch. Now, as bulldozers moved, earth and steel beams rose against the horizon. I remembered every holiday I'd been asked to stay in a hotel because space was tight. Every summer I'd been bumped from my bed for Hannah's family. The lot Gran left me was 3 times the size of theirs. Private beach access, a sweeping, uninterrupted Atlantic view. My phone buzzed again, another message from Mom. I knew you'd understand. Honey, Hannah's twins need the extra room, and she's expecting again. I set the phone down and crossed the sand to my architect. How's it going? Perfect, Miss Bennett. Foundation's nearly finished. By July, you'll have the most stunning home on the coast. I smiled, picturing their faces when they finally noticed the truth. This summer, the quiet one would own the shoreline. They'd been so wrapped up in Hannah's life, none of them realized what was rising next door. That evening, from the deck of my temporary rental, I watched the Atlantic catch fire in the sunset. My phone buzzed again, this time from Hannah. Hey, sis, Mom says you're skipping the beach house this summer. You sure? The kids keep asking for Aunt Lauren. Classic Hannah, guilt wrapped in honey. I'm sure, I replied. Got a few projects to focus on. You work too much. You should loosen up. Start a family of your own. As she spoke, a flatbed truck pulled into my lot, delivering the steel skeleton for my future home. I let the smile bloom. Don't worry about me. I'm building something special. Whatever you say. Oh, since you're not using your room, mind if we turn it into the kids' play zone? Olivia's bringing their toys. Kingdom. Go ahead, I said, my grin widening. Use whatever you need. After hanging up, I walked to the edge of my lot and studied my parents' beach house. The once bright paint now peeled in long curls. The deck sagged under years of salt and storms, and the garden had surrendered to weeds. They had sacrificed every spare dollar to make room for Hannah and her family, while the house itself fell apart. Mine would be nothing like theirs. A modern coastal jewel with soaring glass walls to drink in every sunset. A wraparound terrace. A private dock gleaming in the sun. 5 bedrooms, each with its own spa bath. No lines. No let the kids go first. As twilight set the Atlantic ablaze, I thought of Gran. Her gift wasn't just land, it was freedom. Something permanent. Something untouchable. My phone lit up again. Sent pics of the kids in your old room. It's their special spot now. Hope you don't mind. I didn't answer. Instead, I opened my laptop and brought up the renderings. A great room with 20-foot ceilings. A chandelier scattering light like water. Ocean views from every angle. Views they wouldn't be able to ignore. 2 months in, the frame was up. Walls were taking shape. And tomorrow the floor-to-ceiling windows would arrive. Some answers don't need words, just a view they'll never forget. From my rental villa, I sometimes heard joggers stop to gasp. Their voices carried by the wind. That's going to be incredible. Meanwhile, my family sent daily updates, photos of Hannah's twins, her growing bump, all taken in my former room, on the balcony where I used to dream of a life beyond theirs, at the picnic table where I'd been told, summer after summer, to make space for someone else. And then, one bright afternoon, The secret broke. I was deep in mood boards with my designer when I heard a sharp, familiar voice cut across the property line. Who would build something so massive here? It's completely dwarfing our. She stopped. I turned to find Mom frozen on the sand, staring at me standing amid blueprints, marble samples, and steel beams that gleamed in the sun. Hi, Mom, I said. Beautiful day, isn't it? What are you doing here? Her eyes darted to the skeleton of the house. Building my home. Gran left me this property. Her face went pale. She never owned it for 35 years, I said, and she left it to me, with enough to build exactly what I wanted. Before she could answer, Hannah appeared, sundress fluttering, twins in tow. So this is why you skipped the beach house, she said, trying to hold her perfect smile. The twins' eyes lit up. Are you building a castle? Can we see inside? Not yet, I laughed, but you'll have your own game room. Lauren, Mom cut in sharply, can we talk? We stepped to the property line. Why didn't you tell us? She asked. Would it have mattered? I asked quietly. You've spent years telling me there wasn't space for me, so I made my own. Her lips trembled. We never meant to exclude you. Hannah just needed more. And now, I said, I need nothing. Down the beach, the twins pressed against the construction fence, giggling. Can we visit when it's done? Of course, I called back, locking eyes with Mom. There's always room for family who actually want to be here. Her gaze softened. Your grandmother, she must have really understood. She did, I said. She saw everything. That night, I toasted the sunset from my terrace. My phone buzzed. Dad, this time. We need to talk about this house situation. I smiled and set it aside. The time for talking was over. It was time to finish building. My parents' beach house stood weather-beaten and weary. Faded paint, a deck on the verge of collapse, a garden gone wild. Just beyond it, my sleek, modern dock stretched far into the turquoise water, complete with a covered boat slip and a sun deck that caught every last shimmer of sunset. The contrast between our worlds couldn't have been sharper. As white glove crews carried in my custom furniture, I noticed sudden movement next door, Mom yanking weeds, Dad barking orders at a repair crew on their sagging dock, and, shockingly, Hannah arriving outside her usual summer window, kids in tow. Lauren, she called, jogging toward my property line. The house looks incredible. Thanks, I replied, eyes on my delivery list. Listen, James and I were thinking. No. Her smile froze. You don't even know what I was going to say. You were about to suggest moving your family's summer stay to my house instead. The answer is no. Pink crept into her cheeks. Come on, Elle. The kids would love it. And with the new baby? This isn't your backup beach house, Hannah. This is my home. Her jaw tightened. Why are you being so difficult? We're family. I laughed under my breath. Funny. I'm only family when you need something. Where was that energy all those years there wasn't room for me? Before she could reply, Dad appeared. Everything okay here? Perfect, I said, turning away. Hannah was just leaving. That evening, the last crate unpacked, I stood in my great room, floor-to-ceiling glass framing a molten Atlantic sunset. The doorbell chimed. Mom stepped in, her eyes sweeping over soaring ceilings, gleaming floors, and a chef's kitchen straight from a magazine. It's magnificent, she whispered. Your grandmother would have loved it. She helped design it, I said. We spent hours planning before she passed. She knew what this meant to me. Mom sank onto a bar stool. We thought we were being fair, giving Hannah more because of the kids, but we pushed you away. I let the silence settle. Did you ever wonder why Gran left this to me and not all of us? Tears filled her eyes. Because she saw what we couldn't. She saw you, all of you, and she saw how much it hurt every time we told you there wasn't space. Dad's voice came from the doorway. Contractor says it'll cost 20 grand to update our kitchen. Boosts the property value. I almost laughed. This was never about property value. This is about having my own place, where I don't have to apologize for existing. He met my eyes at last. We got it wrong, didn't we? Yes, I said, but we can get it right from here. I poured 3 glasses of wine. Stay for dinner. No Hannah, no James, no kids. We talked. It was awkward, raw, but it was a start. Later, standing on my deck, I looked at the two houses side by side. Theirs, faded but full of history. Mine, built on Gran's love and my own determination. My phone buzzed. A text from Hannah. Mom says you're hosting Thanksgiving this year. I typed back, yes, but only for those who appreciate being invited. As the last light faded, I raised my glass to Gran. She hadn't just given me land, she'd given me the courage to build something magnificent enough that no one could ignore me again. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't getting even, it's building a life so beautiful they can't pretend you don't exist.